software. Hope all is well. Thank you so much for attending Maximizing Profit and Customer Value over the Equipment Life Cycle. We're very excited to present this to you today. And as I mentioned in my note when I sent off the invitations, this is a product agnostic event focusing truly and specifically, excuse me, on the industry in itself, what people are going through within the industry as it pertains to equipment and service management. And so we'll be covering certain aspects and areas, within these cycles. So here's an agenda for this morning that I wanted to cover. Just to give everybody an idea, we're going to cover about equipment service management, the opportunities and challenges that organizations do go through, gaining operational control of service. A lot of this will cover about the discussions I've been having with a lot of prospects and customers about visibility, about flexibility within their organizations, and in essence being in the know of their customers and predicting what will happen before they have to react, that sort of thing. So I'll be diving into that quite extensively. Now, I just wanted to cover some certain aspects right now, some housekeeping aspects. We're utilizing a tool called GoToWebinar. I just wanted to cover this and make sure that we're utilizing the tool effectively because everybody's on hold. There are certain areas and ways to communicate with me. One, as you can see, there's the hand up function. Please do click on that should you have a dire question. If there's anything that I need to answer for you, if you press on that hands function there, that will be on your control panel. That will notify me. I'll be able to see your hands, and then I'll be able to unmute you and answer any questions that you have. In addition, there's a chat functionality as well. You will notice here's the chat area. You click on that, and should you have any questions, however, you might be shy, feel free and click that chat functionality, and we'll answer your questions at a later date. Now, before we begin and dive into the presentation today, I just usually what would partake here is Robert Hudai, who is the Canadian regional VP of Infor, would actually take over and introduce himself and talk a little bit about Infor. He's unfortunately not with us here today, so I just wanted to cover that with everyone this morning. In essence, Infor they are the OEM. They are the manufacturer of the solutions that we do represent. Their history, of course, is quite extensive, and I think one of the key things that really stands out is that is the strategic alliance and partnership that us as a partner and or reseller have with Infor. Call it a fantastic marriage. They've been very helpful, very supportive, not only to us as partners, but the focus that they have with customers. So anyone that is an Infor customer, they get the support and the attention that they require from Infor, and also the resellers and partners who would be, of course, ourselves here at Essential Software. So Robert, for example, would be the Canadian representation for that, and he's very mobile. He would love to visit with you, to have meetings, to get acquainted, shake a hand, and again, we get wonderful and fantastic support from Infor and, of course, from Robert. Now, what I wanted to dive into here is that we're experiencing some, in essence, you can call it market dynamics as it pertains to equipment. And there are two areas that really, truly do stand out. And one is about operational control and service operations. And two is the equipment intelligence that allows companies to make more, let's say, proactive service approaches and make better business decisions. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it is about acquiring the best data, the best information that you can in order to make the best business decisions that you can. So what we found out with these market dynamics and the research that we have done is that a lot of organizations are dealing, of course, with profitability, margins in their equipment and service, but that at times does have a risk to it. there's increased competition, there are slim margins in equipment sales, and there's also in a rental, when you're dealing with, like, let's say, equipment rentals, there's heavy burdens on manufacturers, dealers, rental companies, and service businesses, in essence, to improve the service performance that they want to attain. So again, improving service in these conditions is critical to maintain the margins and growing profitability. And in a lot of these conversations that we are having, it is focused on, hey, how do we service the customer to the best that we can, but also, how profitable are we, and how can we maintain that profitability, but also extend that profitability. I'll go to the next slide. So one area that I did want to focus here is just regarding the challenges and the opportunities. And as you can see, there's somewhat of a quote here, but a lot of this does come down to how to deal more strategically and dealing with the competition, and especially in these competitive environments that we are involved in these days. So, manufacturers, resellers truly have shifted their view of service from unwanted products. Well, the products of successful equipment, they want those solutions to be successful, but the strategy for profitability and growth. And what is going on and why this is going on is that manufacturers have realized that high levels of profit that is available in service and within the service lifecycle truly has shifted 180 degrees from viewing service as an obligation to viewing service as a strategic opportunity. So I think it's valuable and for everyone to understand that a lot of these companies have taken this as viewing the initial product sales as a minor event and simply an entry point to the profitability for service life cycle, and selling the product at or near cost. So, at the end of the day, this is all driven by customer demand, the shared risk surrounding that. How much skin in the game does everybody have? And there's stiffer service competition that requires these manufacturers, dealers, service businesses, and rental companies to get most out of every opportunity. Just going to go to the next slide. All right. Now, I just wanted to touch a point, and we have some stats here which are quite interesting. So as you can see here, 70 to 90% of total lifetime cost of heavy equipment is in maintenance and repair. Most definitely what we're finding with a lot of the companies that we're talking to, especially when dealing with such solutions, if you want to call it, service management solutions and dealing with preventative maintenance and so forth. But a lot of these organizations are looking to see the machine availability, the profit and the contribution without using, let's say, these spreadsheets, to see the profitability of a fleet of equipment without adding it up, manually. Typically, a lot of this is pertaining to, whether it be through warranties, through sales, through travel costs, and field services are in essence, they're dealing with their field service aspects, that are all in isolated systems, disparate solutions. So ultimately, at the end of the day, these organizations, what they want to do is have the visibility and the automation in order to make those better business decisions by utilizing such tools, and tools that will, let's say, intertwine, so to speak, into existing processes, but vice versa. Also, how to deal with how the tools might apply new processes to better those companies' strategic values. So this chart that you are looking at, in essence, is looking at, and you have to excuse us. The only information I could get is from the U.S. But this chart shows the product and maintenance service revenues mix of a leading U.S. manufacturer of heavy equipment. So the data that you're seeing in front of you demonstrates that during the recession of 2009, The revenue from maintenance service, including service parts, exceeded that of previous years, even while the company's overall sales revenues suffered. So the company's revenue was at a historical high in 2012. The service revenue continued to grow, and however, this was an indicator of an aging install base and represented 40% of the company's total revenue. Now, I think one of the things that I wanted to focus on this particular slide, and I mentioned it earlier, was about demand, because we always have to deal with customer demand, but also we have to deal with our own demand, internally. What is happening in the marketplace is that there are shortages in manpower and finding, frankly, good people. A lot of this could be would refer to what's going on in the oil patch in Alberta. That during the boom times, which right now Alberta is in a boom time, that finding that skilled labor is almost practically next to impossible. It's very, very, very hard. So based on the manpower shortages, this dictates that companies get most out of these limited resources. So again, stiff competition means that companies can't afford excesses in inventory or the costs of expediting these parts. So they need to have good parts planning processes, or call it governance, at the enterprise level. So again, it's increasingly dealing with complex warranties and entitlements that often consisting of these bundled warranties and covering an integrated piece of equipment. So for example, whether it be a hauler with onboard diagnostics or GPS tracking systems that have to be managed closely. An interesting story is I did meet with a very large hauler, vehicle hauler, last week, and they actually, what they do is they have a very actually sophisticated GPS system in order to how to track their vehicle drivers, especially when they're in remote sessions, in remote areas or rural areas, excuse me, and to have that availability and make sure that if they have to be on time at certain locations that they are, they can tell when that individual has stopped, like that sort of thing. So very, very sophisticated stuff that is out there these days. I'm just going to move to the next slide. Now, I think just based on this slide, what I wanted to truly cover here, and what a lot of the prospects and customers are telling us, is that you'll find that the supplier or the supplier of the equipment or the manufacturer of the equipment really truly do know their customers' cycles and their customers' equipment better than the customers do. And I think we're all in that situation at times, because we've had a long-lasting relationships with our customer base and really truly know what they do and how they do things and what they need. So this knowledge extends to service history, but also to the value the equipment provides to the companies that are operating it, and again the profitability that it generates for the service business itself. So an organization that would require to control, they would have to have that ability to develop profit and loss, P&L by each individual piece of equipment, or even a component like an engine, for example, that incorporates all the activities, again, all costs, any overheads, and any dictated repair facilities. Just going to go to the next slide. Now, pulling it all together, and what I'm going to do here is just kind of read a quote from an individual that shared some information, and this is strictly a quote, and I'll just read this verbatim here, and it has to do with solutions. Before our integrated system, we didn't have visibility into equipment issues without manually trawling through records. Visibility helps you improve by understanding your service engineering costs and identifying challenges and or problems on a particular range of equipment. knowing what has caused the problem and be able to get to it quickly versus reviewing hundreds of thousands of records helps us improve equipment reliability and customer satisfaction. So I think what's interesting about that quote is it's about visibility, having the visibility, excuse me, having the automation and having the data in order to make really good and informed decisions for yourself as a company, but also for your customer base. Now this slide here, again, what I wanted to give it was a synopsis of the equipment, a framework, so to speak, of how it all kind of falls into play here. Again, most companies, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of disparity, a lack of integrated systems infrastructure to control their operations. Without an integrated solution, they struggle to gain visibility into accurate equipment knowledge, again, data. They're unable to pull it together, frankly, in an effective way to service the equipment proactively, and again, make better business decisions. So the myriad of point solutions that most companies operate with won't allow for, let's say, a consolidated view of their business. So the data might be in too many places. They might have too many formats of the data. So it's truly, it's impossible for them to really understand where the money is being made and where the money is being lost. Again, if a lot of these processes are done either on a spreadsheet or in a manual capacity. So again, you want to measure. You want to measure so you can have the knowledge, and you want that to manage and have that transparency. That is key. Now, what I wanted to cover here was, and we're at the tail end here, everyone, to cover about Infor service management. This is the tool that deals with service management. So in essence, if you were an organization that you had field technicians out on the field, you needed to track their time and attendance, any information or data associated to a work order or a job or any particular project that they may be working on. Should they have equipment? For example, if they have vehicles and they might be carrying equipment on the vehicle and/or inventory on that vehicle, then you can track all the inventory on that vehicle utilizing such solutions, again, with the Infor service management, and providing the visibility and the transparency that is required. In addition to that, it also, due to our day and age of technology, you also have the ability for these folks that are utilizing any iOS devices, any smartphones, laptops, any of the type of that technology, in order to keep track of what they're doing from that capacity, and having the ability of all the data coming from those devices to go back into the main enterprise system. Again, we deal with rental as well. So this is just to be cognizant of this, that the solutions are there. We have the solutions by giving you the ability through Infor and through Essential Software to capitalize on what we have to offer. So I wanted for everyone to be aware of this. Now, just a summary of what we've covered here. Equipment service management, or as it's known as ESM, again, is key to enhance, again, about profitability in the service industry. So again, these service organizations are gaining control of their operations and establishing confidence in their equipment intelligence. Again, intelligence to me is about data. So through these two fundamental capabilities, organizations are equipped to provide more, proactive service, increase equipment reliability, and enhance equipment performance and deliver real value to the customers. Again, everyone, at the end of the day, it's about providing value to your customers and making sure that they're happy. Now, just a quick note about excuse me, about Essential Software. We are the strategic partner, the channel partner with Infor. We are Western Canadian based only. We're headquartered in Vancouver with offices in Calgary. Our history with Infor is around 18+ years as a business partner with them. And also we've been in business as an organization as a whole for the past 35 years. We not only sell the solutions that we represent, but we also do support, and we implement and deploy those applications. One of the key differentiators I think that stands out here at Essential truly would be the skill set and the mindset that we do have here. We have manufacturing consultants in-house who literally have true life manufacturing experience, so they're able to during your deployment or implementation not only assist in that manner, but also assist in any manufacturing processes or internal governance processes on the shop floor should you be a manufacturer. They have the certifications in place and the designations, and they also teach if anyone's familiar with the APEX body of knowledge, they actually teach the APEX accredited courses at BCIT in British Columbia. Again, just wanted to make you aware of our organization and our commitment and to our customers for them to be extremely successful. Again, my name is James Demas. I just wanted to, again, introduce myself. Here are some coordinates in order for you to get a hold of me. So whether it's via phone or email, I do appreciate it very, very much. And again, if there's any questions or any Q&A, what we'll do is we'll take that offline. I will get a hold of you through the chat function. I'm noticing a lot of questions are coming via the chat. I will get a hold of you via that way, and we will take that offline and have those conversations. Again, James Demas here, Essential Software, Infor partner. We appreciate the opportunity this morning, and thank you so much for attending. Have a great day. Bye-bye.